All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here today to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. We got a full race live stream for you guys today. It is the Henry 180 at Road America. Road course racing for the third time on this NASCAR Xfinity Series season. And this should be a good one today. Pretty short race, only 45 laps in length around this 4-mile road course in Elk Heart Lake, Wisconsin. And we are about to get ready session qualifying as we hop on into this, running with Dale Jr., as you guys know, for this Xfinity Series season. Out onto the racetrack. Second race of a doubleheader Sunday. We had an epic race on NASCAR Thunder 2004 with a crazy finish at Chicagoland earlier today, so check that out if you haven't already. And we'll see if we can go 2 for 2 with great races today. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Wow, Dale Jr. was on the brakes hard there, just really overran turn 3. Hard 90-degree left-handed turn. Luckily, it's his warm-up lap. We're going to run 2 laps in round 1, and we'll go the full 10-minute session in round 2. This race car seems really tight right now. I think that's a lot of why it didn't turn in turn 3 at all. Through the kink. Junior guns it back on the throttle now on the home stretch. Coming to the start-finish line, he'll take his first lap in session qualifying. Round 1, top 12 advanced to round number 2. Gonna have to be a lot better than what he was on that warm-up lap. He was kind of tiptoeing around the corners. Really late to the braking zone in turn 1, using the access road. Biffle actually got through there pretty well, though, despite kind of overrunning the corner. He is really, really tight. This car is not turning at all. I'm not sure why. He's definitely going to have to loosen this race car up in round 2, if he even makes it to round 2. These laps are not good at all. He's going to run one more after this. Went down to first gear to try and get the car to turn there. We know how these road course races can go. You need track position, so qualifying very important. Junior has sat on the pole twice this year. Once at the Indianapolis road course and once at Mid-Ohio. So the first 2 road course races he started on the pole. He won at Mid-Ohio on a last lap pass for the win there. Working the throttle, trying to get the car to turn. Fortnite Cracked, welcome to the stream. Oh, jeez. I was looking at the chat too long there. This first lap isn't a great lap anyway. If he's going to want to make it into round number 2, he is going to be struggling here. At the line, we'll see what the first lap time will be for Dale Jr. going to be a 2:12.069. That is going to be tough to make it to round number 2. Hard on the brakes into turn 1 again. He got through turn 1 a little bit better than what he did on lap 1. Still really tight. Call 48, welcome to the stream. Yeah, sorry Fortnite cracked, but I'm not planning on doing an online lobby today. I was just doing the full race live streams. Junior down to first gear again to make the corner. He's definitely running a lot better this lap than what he did last lap. Problem is now he's got Jeff Green in front of him. Green gonna let him go. Awkward angle into the corner though for Junior. Not ideal. That had to have costed him a little bit of time. This lap should be a little bit quicker. Oh no! Locks the brakes! Wheel hopping into the sand in the final corner. And now he's going to likely have to rely on that first lap to get him to the second round of qualifying. This is not going to be ideal for Dale Jr. 2:13.736 that last lap. 16th on the board in qualifying for Dale Jr. He does not make it. It looked like he was going to make it in to the next round and had a lot faster of a lap on lap 2. That just wasn't the case. He's definitely going to loosen this car up before the start of the race. Chase Briscoe will win round 1. And Junior starting mid-pack on a road course, something we have not seen this year. So this is going to be interesting as we get going here today. Briscoe on the pole. Austin Cindric will be starting second. Cindric really good on these road courses. Briscoe, winner at the Indianapolis road course. See what he's got. Anthony Alfredo not looking to be very fast today. Nobody starting at the rear for today's race as well. Green flag is going to wave. We are underway at Road America. 45 laps of racing. 3 stages, 10 in stage 1, 10 in stage 2, and 25 laps in the final stage. There is a tire limit. These guys shouldn't have to pit in the first stage of the race. 3 wide down into the tight turn 1. Junior's trying to make up as much time as he can. Three wide now down into turn 2. Look at this. Little to no room. Drops in line behind Daniel Hemrick in 8th place, but he did gain 8 spots on the first 2 turns. A little early to the downshift that time. A little checkup. Junior's making clean passes. He's being very aggressive. Look at Hemrick going around the outside. As they split the 51 of Clements, who kind of wheel hopped it into turn 3. Now through turns 4 and 5. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Again, I don't have time for a online lobby today. I know I promised I would get that out to you guys within the last couple weeks too. But I've not given myself enough time to get to that. That we're already doing a doubleheader today with the full race live streams. We'll have to see if this race is going to be crazy like the last one. Indeed, Ethan. Junior already gaining 10 spots on lap 1, but it's going to be a lot harder to pass now that things are getting strung out. Drivers with clean air should be able to take off. Look at Junior hard on the brakes into turn 1 as he tries to get underneath his teammate Gregson. So hard to pass these cars in dirty air when it's not on a restart. Really trying to outbrake Gregson as much as he can. They almost made contact there. Junior trying to give him room. Gregson with a little bit of a side draft on the left rear corner panel of Junior's car. Junior beats him to 4th gear and clears. And now Hemrick trying to take over the spot. He's on the outside going into turn 3 on Gregson. Junior hard on the brakes into turn 3 again. Really wide on the exit. These stages are not long if he wants to get to the front and try to win stage 1. He can't waste any time. Starting to lose a little bit of ground now to Brandon Brown, who had a great run at Iowa. Having a good run early on at Road America. Here today, sitting in 3rd. Ran top 3 at the end of the race. Led laps within the last 70 laps as well at Iowa in the last event. He had a pretty good race that day as well. Junior taking the lead within the last 10 laps. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. And Austin Cindric's just slowly pulling away. Really, the top 2 are slowly pulling away. Look at that into turn 1. Junior perfectly outdrives Michael Annette, completes the pass. That sets him up now for turn 2 to not have to run side by side, which is big because that would have killed a lot of his straightaway speed running side by side like he did the lap prior with Gregson. Chase Briscoe is in 2nd place, so the 2 that started on the front row are out in front, but sure enough, it is Cindric who has led the first couple laps after starting 2nd. Brandon Brown hard on the brakes there. Junior tried to get the car to slow up, and he ran right in the back of him. At least there's not really any heavy damage. He hit him pretty square. A little bit of damage, but nothing too extreme. And allowed Annette to pull a little bit closer to Dale Jr. once again. Seemed like Brown beat Junior back to the point where they were going full throttle at least. A lot better through the kink though for Dale Jr. Trying to close that ground right back up again on Brandon Brown. Trying to outbrake him without running into him this time. That's not going to work in this corner. Junior closes the gap slightly. Oh, he's got a chance now. Barely keeping it on the racetrack. Side by side down the second longest straightaway of the racetrack. Junior on the right rear corner panel of Brandon Brown for 3rd. Not trying to waste any time with him. Gonna get away And now he's going to clear him for third. So in 3 laps, he has gone from 16th to 3rd. But can he catch the top 2? Cindric is probably going to be the hardest of everybody to pass, with him having the clean air. This car just feels a lot better than what it did in qualifying. Messed up 2 laps in a row, and that's why he qualified 16th. That could ultimately very well cost him stage 1, with the stages being very short. Junior overruns turn 3, just like he did on his warm-up lap in qualifying. Brandon Brown back to 3rd. Junior holds on for 4th into the sand. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time on the race leaders. He was about 6.5 seconds back. And now he's quickly about 8.5 seconds off the lead. Trying to get everything out of his race car he possibly can. And it obviously did not work out for him there. Going to have to try and pass Brown the same point this lap as what he did last lap. Side by side. He's actually going to get around Brown a lot quicker this time around. Briscoe is only about 1/2 second behind Austin Cindric. Imagine biking the Road America track. Yeah. Some steep hills there. Really good in turn 1 for Dale Jr. Turn 2. Really good as well. He was 8.9 off the lead from Cindric that last lap. He's likely not going to gain that much time on these guys. But we'll see how much time he can gain to see how fast of a car he's got. He's hitting his marks 10 times better this lap than what he did last lap. We are using the controller for this race today, by the way. Junior's pushing hard. He's just not gaining any ground at all. These finishing 3 corners seems to be Dale Jr.'s best. The finishing 3 and then the first 2 starting the next lap. Really where he gains the most time. So at the start-finish line, Dale Jr. was 0.4 of a second quicker than Austin Cindric. 5 laps to go in stage 1. And he was only 0.2 of a second faster than Chase Briscoe. So even Briscoe has caught up to Austin Cindric for the race lead. We're already halfway through stage 1 with just the final 5 laps remaining. Ryan Berwick, welcome to the stream. It's going to be so key to get that track position. on the restart of stage 2. And again, Junior overruns the corner into the sand. He was likely not going to catch those guys anyway, but he's really going to try to hang on to third. He is already about 3.5 seconds ahead of Brown. Now more like 3 seconds after that mistake by Junior. And he's 10 seconds off the lead. But a good battle between Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe right now at the front of the field. Although we only have 4 sets of tires for each Xfinity and Truck Series race, this race only being 45 laps and knowing we don't have to pit under green in stage 1 or stage 2, it's going to make it a lot easier to make it to the end, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. A 4-mile road course. Again, this is the longest road course in NASCAR, any of the top 3 series. By quite a wide margin, too. I believe the Daytona road course configuration that NASCAR raced on with the Cup Series this year was 3.66 miles. But of the traditional road course tracks, Sonoma, Watkins Glen, and even the newer road courses being added to the schedule, we don't know exactly what configuration of Circuit of the Americas they're going to use, but it would likely be quite a bit longer still. So pit road closes with 2 laps to go in the stage. That's when the race leader hits 2 to go. And because Dale Jr. is now 12 seconds off the lead, as he continues to lose time to Cindric and Briscoe, I think we're going to see some pit strategy here. Dale Jr. likely going to come to pit road this time. You won't have to worry about going a lap down if you're even just within 2 miles of the race lead, which is half the track. You won't have to worry about going a lap down. It's a very long road course. So he's going to have 3-lap older tires on the restart. That's not going to do a whole lot difference. It'll make a difference for about those first 3 laps on the restart, but if Junior can get the clean air by simply restarting first, that might be the way to go. And he can't wait till next lap to hit pit road, because Cindric will have reached 2 to go by the time Junior has a chance to come down to pit road. 13.5 seconds back. Cindric is still pulling away. Junior's still pushing just as hard, but just nowhere near as fast as those top 2. Might have to make an adjustment as well. So Junior coming to pit road, 40 miles per hour, green flag pit stop, right at the end of the stage. Trying the track position strategy here today. Not going to worry about repairing the damage. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, and a half a round of wedge being taken out of the race car here. That will be the adjustment for this number 8 team. He'll easily be able to make it to the end of stage 2 by staying out of the pits here. Fuel will not be an issue. So you ever seen the left side of the race car before the right side? One of the unique things about this road course, much like Watkins Glen, don't forget Watkins Glen is the next race on the Xfinity Series schedule as well, so back-to-back road courses for the Xfinity Series side. So he's back on the racetrack now, and he's actually in 20th, so he's not even that far back in all reality. There's no chance he can get back to the top 10. So sacrificing stage points in stage 1, knowing he wasn't going to get a playoff point for winning the stage. He's got a pretty big lead in the regular season title standing, so he's not too worried about that. Especially with only one DNF this season. Pit road's closed now. 2 laps to go for Austin Cindric. Still have to wait for the top 10 to cross the line when the green-white checker flag comes in the air, unless we get a caution. But Dale Jr. is probably going to start backing his pace up and saving fuel just in case. Most importantly, trying to save his tires as much as he can. He's got a lot of ground to give up before Cindric is even close to catching him. Jesse Little is only about 2 seconds behind him now. He's closing in pretty quickly with Junior backing it way up. Vinnie Miller's about 15 seconds behind him still. So this is a bold strategy. It's going to let Jesse Little go. The draft be able to pull right back up to Little again. I mean, realistically, Dale Jr., once he crosses the start-finish line again, doesn't even have to be on the gas anymore. Basically, at that point, it's just waiting for Cindric to come to the green-white checker flag. White flag in the air right now. 1 lap to go. Austin Cindric's led every lap of this race from the second starting spot. Briscoe started on the pole. Still right behind him. It's a good race between the top 2 to try and get that playoff point. Dale Jr. still coasting it. It's already made a green flag pit stop. Not only saving fuel, but saving tires around this 4-mile racetrack. And you can see he's already been on the track for 2 laps, and those tires aren't really wearing out at all. I don't believe Cindric or Briscoe's going to catch lap traffic at all either. So there we go at the line. 1 lap to go for Junior. He doesn't have to make it all the way back around. Just going to sit and wait. Really wide in turn 1. Out of the gas still. Off the brakes. Oh man, he's really holding these guys up. Everybody checking up here. Junior staying out of the way. Austin Cindric has won stage number 1 at Road America. So again, still waiting for the top 10 to cross the line. Dale Jr. Pit strategy here in stage 1. He could not win the stage, was running in third. Behind Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe, he was more than 10 seconds off the lead from those two by the time he got up to third after qualifying 16th. He chose to pit early before the end of the stage. And by pitting early at the end of the stage, he will not have to pit here. He will be good on fuel. He was saving his tires and fuel at the end of the run here because he pitted with 3 laps to go in the stage, so that way pit road wasn't closed. Ryan Sieg's out of the race already, by the way. So this will give Dale Jr. the race lead at the beginning of stage 2. So sacrificing 8 stage points here, knowing he couldn't get the playoff point, and he has a huge lead in the regular season standings, he was willing to do what he did. Tim Irving, welcome to the stream. So now Dale Jr.'s got the track position. So hard to pass a driver at the clean air, but he's got a couple lap older tires, so we'll see how this is going to work. Green flag back in the air, stage 2 underway. And we got 9 laps in the second stage. By the time we went green, that is. Great jump, though, by Dale Jr. After turn 1, quickly getting to the lead. Oh, and he overruns it. Turn 2, Cindric to his inside now. But Cindric wasn't able to clear Jr. right on his corner panel, not letting him go. And Jr.'s clear. Blocking Austin Cindric. Now into turn 3. Jr. did loosen his car up. Still overran turn 2. He was just in third gear for a little too long there. That was really the only issue. These are the first laps of the race. Cindric has not led. He's led every lap of stage 1. Definitely downshifted to first gear there. To see on the longer run by loosening the car how it will end up reacting. And Cindric now taking a peek to the inside again, but Jr. closes the door. Into the kink. Jr. blocks Briscoe for second on Cindric. Dale Jr. about to lead his first green flag lap of the race. Cindric able to fend off Briscoe for those final couple corners there. But now that Cindric's not in the lead anymore, this is really helping Briscoe. Might be his better opportunity to get around Cindric. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. Jr. went wide, much like he did in turn 2. Luckily, he was able to gap Cindric before, and now Cindric is going to try the outside into turn 2. And that's not going to work. Jr. making some minor errors here. None major enough that he's lost the lead. Yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to most in 2021 with the NASCAR season is simply just getting back to the racetrack. Getting back to the racetrack, and hopefully by the end of the season we have full capacity back again would be ideal. That's the thing I can't wait for more. I only went to 3 races last year, and that was a step back compared to the last 2 years when I started traveling to different racetracks, and it's simply because they were either racing without fans at tracks I had tickets for, or they were racing with limited fans like Martinsville, where even though I had tickets and they were allowing a certain number of fans, I still wasn't able to go. So Cindric got back to the lead there. Turn 6 and 7, but Jr. fights right back. He's got it again. And Briscoe looking to follow Dale Jr. now. And Chase Briscoe has jumped up to second place, passing Austin Cindric. Now into the kink. Yep, Cindric has cleared Austin Cindric. Now that Chase Briscoe has jumped up to second place, Junior seems to be maintaining that gap really well right now. Did I say Cindric cleared Austin Cindric? I meant to say Chase Briscoe. My bad. See, that's the nice thing with having this channel and doing the realistic broadcast, is that if I mess up, it doesn't mean the whole world's gonna hear me. It just means that only a few people are going to hear me say that. Until down the road we start getting more and more people watching the streams, but I make mistakes. I pulled a Rick Allen there for a second. No big deal. And Briscoe is now fighting back. Briscoe's not led a lap yet. Only Junior and Cindric have led laps. And you're seeing how hard it is to pass a leader. This is the problem that Briscoe had when behind Cindric, because he was only a half second to a second behind him the entire time, much like Briscoe and Cindric himself are behind Junior here early going in stage 2. Just a lot of the same things. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time today. 6 laps to go, stage 2. Caution free to this point as well. We have not had a caution for incident. That wedge adjustment loosening the car up quite a bit too, and Cindric is there, and he puts the bumper to Dale Jr. Briscoe with a bump and run, but he couldn't make the pass. Now into the King Jr. with the block. Cindric looking to the outside of Briscoe for second place. And he's got it. Austin Cindric up to second. Briscoe tried to move Dale Jr. Couldn't capitalize on it. Lost his momentum, and Cindric got right around him. Dale Jr. continues to lead. 5 laps to go this time by in the stage. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Turn 3, Junior almost overran it again, not quite. Allows Cindric, though, to close the gap. This middle portion of the racetrack here. It's really where Junior seems to struggle the most. Top 3 of pole away. Brandon Brown still in 4th place, having a good run there. Junior locked the brakes up big time. Down the first gear, almost overran the corner again. Still got the lead. He hasn't lost it. Cindric got around him for a quick moment. 2 corners later, Junior was able to get right back around him again. And Briscoe to the outside of Austin Cindric. Same spot. Cindric passed him the lap before. Off the kink. Into the finishing corners. Junior goes a little wide again. Cindric too far behind to capitalize. He didn't drive it in anywhere near as deep as Dale Jr. So 4 laps to go, stage 2 this time by. Junior's really struggling in turn 3 today. Both in qualifying and in the race. Struggled with it there. Another wheel hop, and you wonder if the older tires are starting to pay off dividends for everybody else. Cindric holding Junior tight, and he passes him on the outside. Cindric to the lead. Junior trying not to let him get away. Briscoe was a little too far behind to try and follow Cindric, plus being on the outside, it was going to be harder for him to follow him anyway, but Austin Cindric, after winning stage 1, trying to nab another playoff point here. Junior's trying to keep pace. He got through the kink a little bit better. It's going to give him a little bit more straightaway speed into the finishing corners, which is where he's best at on this track. You see him close the gap. He is all over the back of Cindric again. Cindric almost through the block. Junior to the inside into this corner, completes the pass. And blocking Austin Cindric now on corner exit. One final corner. Cindric all over the back of Junior. Junior holds on to the lead. Rod G, welcome to the stream. Junior is out of retirement for this Xfinity Series season, yes. Trying to win his 2nd road course race of the season. Redemption from the last road course race where he DNF'd at Indianapolis a couple of races ago. And again, he won on a last lap pass at Mid-Ohio. And he goes wide in turn 3. That's about the 5th time he's done that today. And that gives the lead to Cindric, and Briscoe up to 2nd place. Unbelievable how many times he's messed that corner up already. We'll see if he can get these guys back again. Oh, hard into Briscoe. Briscoe goes wide. In the grass, back onto the racetrack. That's going to allow Cindric to get away. Briscoe got to the brakes a lot sooner than Junior was anticipating, and Junior ran all over the back of him. A little tight there. The MNJ, welcome to the stream as well. Congratulations there, Andrew, on that iRacing simulator. Junior is pushing extremely hard, trying to get back up to those guys. Only 2 laps to go in stage 2. And look at this. In 4th place, Daniel Hemrick is closing in on the leaders. Hard into turn 1. We've seen Junior make a couple passes there. He wasn't close enough to make a pass this time, but he was trying to close the gap at least. Ran a little wide. A little too wide, and Hemrick is closing in on Dale Jr. for 3rd. Jr. 2 seconds off the lead and just over a second behind Chase Briscoe. We'll see if Briscoe can make a run at Cindric. If he can get alongside of him, that will give Jr. another chance to get back at him. His tires aren't extremely worn out. Again, he is really trying to close. Hey, I have to say though, half the time that there's grass flying up in the air, it's not my fault. Like, I'm hitting the curbing, and the game itself is showing grass, even though I'm on the curb. So I'm definitely using all the curbing. Really wide. This time he's going to clip the grass. Briscoe's closed in on Cindric. Junior is really pushing hard, trying to catch Briscoe and Cindric. It's going to be hard to pass Briscoe as it is. It's going to be extremely hard to get both of them. 1 lap to go. It's stage number 2. Cindric trying to sweep the stages today at Road America. Hard into turn 1. Junior gains a little bit of ground. Turn 2. He's been inconsistent today. A lot better that time around. Now turn 3 is going to be the big one. Remember, he was all over Briscoe after Briscoe got around him until Junior got in the back of him, and he lost a lot of ground right back. Junior hard on the brakes into turn 3, into the back of Briscoe again. He overruns the corner. Briscoe goes wide. Bump and run there by Junior. Trying to go for the last playoff point. Now he's pushing hard to try and catch Cindric. Junior rolled it in really deep. Just over a second and a half now off the lead. 4 turns to go. Pushed hard. He didn't even downshift into the kink that time. Used a little bit of the brakes. Trying to gain as much as he can. Oh, Cindric kind of spun the tires, getting back to the gas there. 2 more corners. Junior's going to send it into the final turn for the playoff point. But he's just too far behind, and Austin Cindric will win stage number 1 and stage number 2 here today at Road America. I don't count the little kinks on the long, flat straight. Well, by flat I mean you can hold the throttle wide open. If I'm able to hold the throttle wide open, I don't really consider it as a turn. So that's why I keep calling turn 5, turn 3, if it is turn 5. It'd be turn 4 if anything, because the only other turn would be the... Well, I guess there is 2 kinks on that long straightaway, but... Junior not going to repair damage here, trying to make the pit stop as quick as he can. We'll see who will win the race off pit road. So there's a look at who received stage points in stage 2, and we're already going to the final stream, or the final stage of this race. Austin Cindric wins the race off pit road. Junior's going to have to beat him. At least he's on the front row. He'll try to side draft him as much as he can. Try not to beat the leader to the line. Cindric leaves the field of the green. 22 laps to go. Still caution free here today. Junior's going to have the advantage. He stayed with Cindric, and he clears him. Cindric with the crossover. Can't do it. Hemrick side by side for third with Briscoe. Great restart from second place to the lead by Dale Jr. And no adjustments on the 8 car that time. Hemrick has jumped to third. On Briscoe, Hemrick trying to get that first win of the season. And of his career, nonetheless. In any of the top 3 series in NASCAR. Cindric's got such a fast car. He has not been passed once he gets out in front. So Junior needs to try and hold him back. There will be a pit stop at some point in time in this final stage. Not like the first 2 stages where they were able to make it on fuel. Oh, and Junior goes wide. Off the kink, contact with Cindric coming back on the racetrack. Hemrick pulls it in there now. So Cindric moved him out of the way. Hemrick tried to move Junior out of the way as well. Side by side into the next corner. And Junior holds on to second place at least. And he's got to make sure Cindric doesn't get away. He is right behind him. Big run by Junior. Final turn. Locks the brakes up. Trying to stay on the corner panel of Cindric, but he couldn't do it. And Austin Cindric has jumped to the lead. We'll see if Junior can get a draft here. Oh, he's getting a big pull. Big pull in the draft. Looking low into turn 1. He's underneath him. He can't let Cindric get away if Cindric gets in front of him. And he didn't. He reeled him back in and passed him off of turn 1. Junior keeps downshifting the first gear, and that's not by design. That's where he's really messing the corners up the most. People watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here on a Sunday afternoon. Second race of our doubleheader Sunday. First one on NASCAR Thunder 2004 at Chicagoland. Epic finish to that race. Probably one of the better finishes that we've ever seen on the channel. Going to back that up. It's been a good race here at Road America up to this point. Austin Cindric won the first 2 stages. Definitely has the fastest car, but when he's stuck back in traffic as anybody else, it's so hard to pass the leader. Really need to make him make a mistake. Junior made a mistake there, and Cindric's keeping the pressure on him. Briscoe, who's been in the top 3 all day, is back to 4th as Daniel Hemrick got ahead of him on that last restart. Junior's car just seems to be tight still, even though he loosened it up with a half a round of wedge being taken out of it on the last stop. Hey, it's afternoon for some people. Just not me. Cindric got through turn 3 really well. It seemed like he beat Junior back to the gas. That's where he gained the most. We only have 20 laps to go in this race to decide the winner already. Into the kink. Junior never downshifted that time. He got through there perfectly. The top 4 are now in here. I will tell you what, at the end of stage 2, when you saw the speed Daniel Hemrick was hoisting behind his number 8 machine, it was pretty incredible. And now we have a caution. 20 laps to go, our first caution for incident today. Joe Nemechek's going to hit pit road. He might have brought out the yellow. Nobody's pitting here. Anthony Alfredo will hit the pits. Josh Williams, Ryan Sieg, the only 2 drivers out of the race with engine failures. Stages are 14, 15, and 16. Yeah, in real life. Yeah, for this race, they were 10, 10, and 25. For us, at least. So 16 laps to go on the restart. 2 drivers hit pit road. I don't think they can make it on field again. That's why you saw nobody else pit. Junior keeps the track position. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. 16 laps left now at Road America. Good restart again by Junior, quickly pulling down in front of Cindric. Junior's been money on the restarts all day. You can just tell how much faster Cindric is, because even when Briscoe was in second place for a short moment in stage 2 behind Dale Jr., he didn't put as much pressure on Junior as what Austin Cindric has. Briscoe got back around Hemrick on that restart that time for 3rd. 15 laps to go. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time now in today's race. I just don't feel comfortable with the far chase cam on this game specifically. That's all. I've become so accustomed to using that other camera angle in NASCAR Heat games that it just feels too weird. NASCAR Thunder 2004, the only reason I use it is because I feel like the other camera that isn't the far chase cam just feels way, way too close to the back of the car. It feels like it kind of sits lower. A little bit of a hiccup. Accidentally downshifted there, and here comes Cindric to the outside. Oh, there's contact! Junior trying to stay with him. They're still side by side for the lead. Who's going to win the drag race? Junior clears him. Crossover by Cindric. Oh man, door to door again. Junior tried to side draft him and he just got right into the left rear. And they're still side by side into the kink. I don't know if they're going to make it. And they do barely. And Cindric will clear. He's got the lead. Contact now between Briscoe and Junior. Junior's in the grass. Back up onto the racetrack. Out breaks Briscoe. All over the 22 car, trying to get to the lead again. Becoming to 14 laps to go this time by. Junior for the lead. Clears him. What a battle. What a battle for the lead at Road America. Top four all have a chance to win it. Look at Michael Annett in fifth place too. He's only 2 seconds off the lead. We know Cindric's the fastest. Really, it's tough to tell who's second fastest between Hemrick Briscoe and Dale Jr. Jr. now breaking the draft. It's about as perfect as he's hit turn 3 today. Never once allowed Cindric to get anywhere near him. Turn 4, on the other hand, not so much. And Cindric's right back. Cindric a little bit closer to the inside line. Junior ran a little wide that time. It almost kind of worked out for him though. Cindric wasn't close enough to really jump underneath him. It almost seemed like they helped the corner exit. Junior running a little bit wider there. "13 laps to go now at the line." Though 4 miles around this racetrack, 13 laps is still kind of a long time. Although it might seem like it's a lot shorter. Yeah, Michael Annett still clinging around back there in fifth. He is not far. If anybody makes a big enough mistake that it wipes out a couple cars, really any one of these top 5 can win it. And we have seen contact on numerous occasions between Junior, Briscoe, and Cindric in these final two stages of the race today. Big wheel spin, accidentally went down to first gear again there. But a common problem today. Usually don't see that. Junior's still holding on to the lead for everything he's got. Seemed to get through the kink a little bit better than Dale Jr. that time. These guys are still nowhere close to lap traffic. Seems like the cars on the back are not getting strung out as much as they were in stage 1. Even stage 2, they were pretty well clumped together for the most part. Even further back in the pack. I think it was just the initial start where you saw some of the faster guys qualify maybe a little bit further back, like Hemrick and Jr. And then the slower guys qualify towards the front in the top 12. Outside of the front row, which was Cindric and Briscoe himself. So 12 to go. Will we get another caution today? That is another factor. Because if we get another caution for Joe Nemechek and Anthony Alfredo, the two drivers that pitted under the last yellow, they would definitely be able to make it on field to the end if we got a caution. They're going to be close. We saw a fuel mileage race on NASCAR Thunder 2004 today. Yeah, good look at that, by the way, Michael. I didn't even realize how fast of a lap we got. 209.106. My best lap of the race is a 208.158. Got my fastest lap ever here in the Xfinity Series, 207.633. And that's the problem, though, with Dale Jr., is that he is running good lap times for the most part, but he's still got some faster cars right behind him, just waiting. Like Cindric is right now. And I'm sure Cindric's going to get a lot more aggressive. He's been aggressive when he gets alongside Dale Jr., but he's going to get a lot more aggressive, I'd have to imagine, as his laps wind on. Because at some point he's going to need to get in front and stay in front. He's gotten to the front a couple times in this last stage, but he hasn't led more than one lap in the final stage because Jr. gets back around him within a couple corners. If Cindric can just hang on for the lead for more than 2 or 3 turns, he's going to be gone. And maybe that will be during green flag pit stops where he can maybe have a faster pit stop and not even have to worry about passing Jr. on the racetrack. Really, these top 5, that's another reason you can't count them out, is who's going to have the faster pit stop in the top 5. Into turn 3. Junior struggled a little bit again. Cindric pulls closer. Cindric looks high. Into turn 4. Not going to get it. Oh, man! Junior down to first gear. Goes a little wide now. And Austin Cindric is side by side for the lead again. Junior trying to hang on. Still side by side. He's off in the grass. Briscoe to second. Cindric to the lead. Not what the field wanted to see. Junior's overdrive in the corners repeatedly. Daniel Hemrick is up to third. 3 mistakes, 3 straight corners. Loses 3 positions for Dale Jr. Ooh, contact with Hemrick. Hard not to make contact when you're side by side. That's why we've seen it a couple times today. He's right back to third place now. But the field cannot allow Austin Cindric to get away. Ten laps to go. At the end of this lap, we'll go back to the normal camera for the rest of the race. Hard into turn 1 goes Junior, sends it in there. Contact with Briscoe, he's up to second. Getting aggressive now. This guy's not wanting to allow Cindric to pull away. But he might do just that. It is going to be really tough for these guys to run him back down again. Nobody's been able to pass him once he gets out into the lead all day today. That is why he won the first 2 stages. Down to first gear intentionally that time. He was doing everything he could to get the car to slow up by braking a lot later into the corner. He's doing a good job. He's keeping up with Cindric as good as he can, at least. Got about 5 or 6 car lengths still. Look at how much he closed that time. Driving it in really deep, but that allows Cindric to beat him back to the gas. By driving it in as hard as he is, waiting as long as he can to get on the brakes. Then he locks him up. Junior all over him. 9 laps to go now at Road America. Battle for the lead on our hands. Junior trying to get a draft. He's got a big run into turn 1. He's going to look for the pass. Junior to the lead. First time we have seen anybody be able to get back around Austin Cindric after he takes the lead. Cindric led for 2 laps, and Junior was able to run him back down. Again, he accidentally downshifts a little too far. Again, these guys are about a lap and a half short on fuel. Only being that far short, you got to wonder where Joe Nemechek and Anthony Alfredo are. Because Alfredo is quite a ways back. Obviously, Nemechek was too. They would have restarted at the back. The only 2 drivers that hit pit road under the last caution. If they save enough, they can make it on fuel. You wonder where everybody else at the front of the field is going to try to cycle through. Junior trying to break the draft as much as he can on Cindric on these longer straightaways. Running a little bit different line. That's the thing. You want to not have them have the draft. But then you want to take their line away by the time you get into a corner. Junior goes a little wide. If we go to overtime, nobody's going to be able to make it on field. It's another thing. Will we get another caution today? We only have 8 laps to go now. Cindric within striking distance. Oh, he's got to go down to first. He's down to neutral, and he slides the tires into the sand, but he gets bailed out. Caution for the second time today. That would have likely ended Junior's chances of not only holding on to the lead, but with only 8 to go, maybe even winning this race. And the caution came out while he still had the lead as he went off into the sand in turn 3. And now they can pit. That might allow Alfredo and Nemechek to restart on the front row. No damage will be repaired here. We'll see. Nemechek will stay out of the pits. So is Alfredo. Colby Howard's also out of the race. Wow, look at all the spots lost by Junior. He took tires nobody else did. They took fuel only. So many spots lost for Dale Jr. Green flag back in the air at Road America. 5 laps to go. Has to get to the bottom quickly. And he's going to have to send it. I'm surprised nobody else took tires. That is a lot of track position lost for 5 laps. Jr. sends it into turn 1. Great corner there. He went way downstairs, but that's what he's going to need to do with the front row being Nemechek and Alfredo into turn number 2. Contact with Harrison Burton. Because once Briscoe or Cindric get to the lead, it might be game over. He's already up to 7th. The fresh tires are paying off for Junior. Briscoe's hung up behind Alfredo. Big run into turn 3. Junior up to 2nd. Cindric is going to get him back. What a restart from Dale Jr. And he's got the fresher tires. But he's trying to make sure that Austin Cindric isn't going to be the guy that's going to get to the lead. Things are starting to string out now. The will to not want to lose this race. So we got a little tight there. Still looking to make a pass on Cindric for 2nd. Joe Nemechek is out in front, trying to pull off an upset at Road America. Junior is up to 2nd place now. Daniel Hemrick to the back bumper of Austin Cindric for 3rd. Junior got tight in the kink. That's what Nemechek wants to see, is these guys battling for 2nd as hard as they are right now. They're side by side again. Junior with the block. Hemrick looking to the outside of Austin Cindric. Down in the back of Nemechek, and that just launched Joe Nemechek off the final corner, and that's going to allow Cindric again to get to the back bumper. He's going to make a move into turn 1. 4 laps to go. Junior for the lead. He's going to get around him. Clean air now for Dale Jr. He clears them before they even get into turn 1. And Cindric immediately takes over 2nd from Nemechek. The upset will not happen for Joe Nemechek today at Road America. It is Junior who leads. They're still side by side for 2nd. I'm surprised Cindric never cleared him. And now Cindric clears him off at turn 2. Nemechek set to hold on for 3rd now on Hemrick, and then Briscoe right behind him in 5th. Cindric's going to have to will that car on older tires to get around Dale Jr. And Jr.'s just got to make sure he hits his marks at this point. Austin's doing a pretty good job right now, though. I mean, that's true. Cindric could have had fresher tires on pit road. It looked like the majority of them stayed out. I would assume that if Cindric took tires, he would have restarted back with us. And he didn't. Junior went from 27th to first in 2 laps on those fresh tires. It has the clean air. Hemrick did get up to third. He's only a second off the lead. Nemechek's holding up Briscoe. It is a 3-horse race right now for the win at Road America. We could be setting ourselves up for a wild finish to this race. Remember at Mid-Ohio, it was a last lap pass for the win. Dale Jr. on Michael Annett. What will happen today? Briscoe finally up to 4th. Junior goes a little wide. That's going to kill his straightaway speed here. 3 laps to go. Cindric might be able to make a move. Hemrick's closing in as well. Hemrick's getting a draft off Cindric. Cindric got a draft off Junior. Into turn 1. Now that's the thing, though, with Austin Cindric. Not only he's trying to get to the lead, but he's got to look out of his rear view just as much as the windshield to make sure Hemrick doesn't make a move on him for second. And he goes wide. They're side by side. Junior with the block. And here comes Hemrick. He's now to the inside. Austin Cindric for second place. Cindric is going to pull the block. Let's see if Hemrick drives it in deep into turn 2 to try and get around Austin Cindric. No, he's not going to do it. Oh, he tries. No, he puts the bumper to him. Hemrick puts the bumper to Cindric for second. That's what Junior wants to see, is those guys battling hard, allowing himself to get away. Wow, he really backed up that corner. It worked out for him, though, and Hemrick is up to second place. He got around Austin Cindric. I don't think Hemrick's got as strong of a car as Austin Cindric. And that could be bad for Cindric because he might have to get around Hemrick if he's going to want a good chance to catch Dale Jr. He's still got time. 2 laps to go this time by. But that is 8 miles around this racetrack. And Jr. keeps going wide off that final corner. That might allow Hemrick to close the gap. I don't think Hemrick's close enough, though, to get a draft off Jr. just in case Jr.'s breaking the draft. If there was one. 2 laps left at Road America. Cindric, who has led the most laps today, is back to 3rd. Junior runs hard into turn 1. He goes wide, using the excess pavement. That definitely cost him a little bit of time, though. Now into turn 2, hits his marks. And again, think back to that second and last caution we had when Junior went wide in turn 3 into the sand and got bailed out with an immediate caution. I mean, the caution couldn't have been any more perfect for Junior in trying to hold on to the lead. Hemrick trying to get that first win of the year. Cindric also trying to get the first win of the year, but he's looking pretty good on points. Hemrick, on the other hand, might need to win to get into the playoffs. He's on the bubble at least. It's on the inside of the cutoff line, but look at Briscoe all of a sudden in 4th place from 4 seconds back. He's 2 seconds off the lead now and about a second behind Cindric, but he's closing in. These guys tangled together on the last lap and a half here. Don't count them out. Hemrick might look to make a move into the kink. Oh no, Junior goes wide! And Hemrick's in the lead! Wide in the kink again. And Daniel Hemrick who has not led all day, is leading this race with almost 1 lap remaining. A couple more corners and we'll get to the white flag. And again, the last lap is the most important one. And Hemrick's going to be leading to the white flag. Can we have 2 last lap passes for the win on the same day? 2 different games, we're about to find out. Junior has a run in the draft into turn 1. Cindric has really lost the lead for the moment. Junior sends it into turn 1. And he's got the lead. I would have to imagine if Austin Cindric was out in front, it would have been a little harder. Junior hard onto the brakes in turn 2, and Hemrick gets it back. And Cindric's back in it again. These guys are going at it. Into turn 3. Junior's overran this corner so many times today. He's got to make sure he doesn't do it here. He didn't overrun the corner, but he might have underran it. Then he accidentally downshifts to first gear there. That was not ideal either. We got about a half a lap to go. And Junior starting to lose sight of Hemrick. Who is going to win at Road America? Junior gained some time there. It's his teammate, but he's willing to use the bumper to try and pull off the victory. And don't be surprised if Hemrick makes that car a lot wider than what it already is. Junior trying to hook the bottom. 4 turns to go. Three more corners now. Junior's got to send it. Oh, he gained a little bit of ground there. Oh, Hemrick got loose. Hemrick got really loose. 2 turns to go. Junior to the back bumper of Hemrick. He uses the bumper to get him loose. They're side by side into the final corner. Junior clears him. Hemrick trying the crossover. He's not going to get it. Back to the gears. Junior breaks the draft. Up the hill to the start-finish line. Last lap, last corner pass. Dale Jr. wins at Road America. For the second time today, we have a last lap pass in the final corner to win the race. This has to be probably the best day on the channel yet. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The will to not give up in both races was shown on full display today. And a smoke show down in turn 1. It's going to be tough to find another day quite like this one on the channel. See that engine smoking on Dale Jr. down in turn 1, but whatever it has left, he is going to use it. I believe he had a heck of a burnout at Iowa, if I'm not mistaken, as well. What a win. Yeah, that engine's Not completely toast, but it's pretty close. Definitely leaving a trail of smoke. Probably can't go back here. I thought it was actually going to go back there. Okay. Wow. What a race. Can't script what has happened today on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Between both races, 2 last lap passes for the win, 2 incredible races throughout. Hard to bring the excitement like we have seen today. One more race. Yeah, I don't have enough time or enough willing me to call another race today. But we will be back and better than ever tomorrow. We'll take a look at the finishing results for today's race. Dale Jr. with the win. Hour 21 minutes total time for the 45 laps today. 47 is what it actually showed at the end there, but 45. Dale Jr. with the win. Daniel Hemrick finished in second. Austin Cindric finished third after winning stage 1 and stage 2. Chase Briscoe finishes in fourth, followed by Michael Annette. Joe Nemechek still finished sixth, despite being on older tires there at the end of the race. Well, really, everybody was on older tires outside of Dale Jr., so that's probably why Nemechek was able to hang on with the track position. So either way, good run for him. Jeremy Clements finishes 7th. Harrison Burton 8th. Justin Haley 9th. And Noah Gragson rounds out the top 10 today. Alfredo really dropped back. He restarted 2nd and finished 20th. And the only 3 drivers that DNF'd were the 3 we saw before that last caution. Colby Howard, Josh Williams, and Ryan Sieg. Sieg blew up on lap 2. Again, doing the point standings myself, Dale Jr. does add on to his regular season lead. And that is now 4 consecutive victories here in this one. Unbelievable. 2:07.745 was the fastest lap in the race. That lap had to have been ran in the last 5 laps because leading up to that last caution, we did not run a lap time under 2:08. That is incredible. Heart on your sleeve at the finish of this one. That is what that is. 23 laps led for Junior today of the 45, so he actually ended up leading the most, despite the fact Cindric dominated when he was out in front, mostly in the first 2 stages, really up until that final stage. In the final 10 laps, we didn't see anybody be able to pass him when he got the clean air. So Dale Jr. did it with less than 10 to go. 2 cautions total in the race for incident as well today. That is going to do it for this one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I mean, how could you not subscribe after watching these 2 races today? And how could you not hit the like button as well? Let's hit that like button if you enjoyed the race, the commentary, the video in general. And tomorrow, next full race live stream is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be running at New Hampshire on NASCAR Heat 5 for the Cup Series, to catch the Cup Series up with the Xfinity and the trucks. So we'll be running a couple Cup races the next couple days there. So we'll run New Hampshire tomorrow, Cup Series, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in for that one. It'll be another full race live stream with a realistic broadcast. We do these on the daily, so again, if you subscribe, you can help me on my journey to hopefully one day living the dream, my dream at least, of broadcasting real races in the NASCAR realm. So I appreciate the support there. Thanks to everybody who watched both races today, or just one if you can make it, the end of both of them. However you made it, they were spectacular in all facets of racing, with multiple different games nonetheless. So thanks everybody for that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night. And we'll see if we can do this again tomorrow.